bada bing. Trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing, ching ching, big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing, ching ching, big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, believers? Guys, I hope you are having a good morning. If you are a Bitcoin hodler, you are probably feeling a little bit better than you were yesterday. If you're an ETH hodler right now and you bought in the last, 48 hours maybe, you're probably feeling pretty good too right now, because guess what? We are still pumping. Guys, I told you that we had a channel that we were going to enter into. While we were in that channel, we were probably going to pump up to the top. You believe me or you didn't believe me, but you knew that the channel was there, and we were looking at it, and we're going to go back here and we're going to go check this thing out. We had a parallel channel really kind of drawn up here. And we are going to, why is my computer not working? You know what? This is one of them days. This is one of those crazy days. And you know why? Because the market is pumping. But guess what? Here we are right now. This is our channel. This is the one that we were talking about. Now, last night, we were sitting right down here in this little area right now. And I told you guys that we're going to probably hit around 1,300 by the time we get through this channel. And guess what? Here we are almost at the top of this channel. Now, that's going to be profit-taking time. So we go over here to Bitcoin, and we see the same thing. Let's kind of move this over here just a little bit. Let's get a look here. Then grab this, and we're going to use our tool to come out here just a little bit. And we see the same thing. We see the channel forming. Now, we should know. We all know this, okay? There's no secret. This is a bearish pennant. This is an upside-down pennant. We know that this is going to break to the downside. We understand that, okay? So anybody who's telling you that we've got some upside movement here, that this is a bullish signal, is not being true to what's going on with you. We're going to talk about Terra Luna Classic in just a few minutes, Cajun, because there is some big, that what can only be quantified as some serious shit is about to happen with Luna Classic, okay? There's a lot going on right now. But we've got Bitcoin moving up into this channel, probably touching around 20,005. Now, I think I probably owe it to everybody to kind of pamp this shit down just a little bit here. Like maybe assuming this popped over a little bit and then try to get the tops right there. Because I think we're going to get right around 22,005, and that puts us right around here. Remember, I told you it's going to take about 2 days for this to play out, but it is continuing to play. The downside momentum has not hit us yet. Ethereum is at 1227. Now, the American market could well step in right now. The Dow overnight, by the way, was up 1 point. So, like, there was absolutely nothing positive to look at in the Dow overnight. And then all of a sudden, in the last 2 hours, it's gone up to 355, which means that the American market is in buying mode. Now, I don't know if that applies to the crypto market. That remains to be seen. Like, we really have to see this whole thing play out. But the early morning money right now seems to be in a very bullish sentiment right now. As you zoom in here and we look at these candles, then we're seeing a lot of buy pressure. Now look at this. This is the European market. The European market came in strong last night. The Chinese market, remember, last night while we were talking, was a little bit sideways when we got South Korea. Now the Korean exchange ended up 8 points. and the Asian market ended up down 53. So we weren't getting a whole lot from the Chinese market. So as you can see right here, we got that downward pressure. Then the Chinese market kind of took over and the Indian market came in. And then the Indian and the Middle Eastern markets right here were in buy mode. Then we got into the European market and it continued in buy mode. Then we got a little sideways trending. Now that got me nervous. I was up early this morning looking at this shit. So it got me a little bit nervous. And then all of a sudden the American market pops in and look at us now. We're over 21,000 and we've got this big green candle happening right here. I don't know how it's going to be maintained. We probably need to look at one of our volume profiles to get at least a little bit of an idea of what this looks like. So we're going to zoom this out just a little bit here. And we're going to, okay, so we're in a pocket right now. We're in a pocket with very little resistance. So it's entirely possible that we get on a really good run this morning and get ourselves up here around this 21,005. Now you see up here, this big candle right here, that shows us where our resistance is. So when we're looking at this, what we're seeing is we've already passed each level of resistance. So that being the case, the only thing left is to get through these empty channels here, fairly empty anyway, and then get up to here. And then so resistance is 21,500. So if we can get up there, then we are going to be challenging to get to that 22.5 very, very, very quickly. Now, the candles are only going to be so big, of course, but you can see here, like we had some very big blow up over here in the US market yesterday, and they were not really in that buy sentiment. Now, we do have the US market right now feeling like it's in a good place. So do we start to see this thing run? Now, remember, the money is made. The money is made when there's fear and blood in the water, and there is fear and there's blood in the water everywhere. So is this the moment where we start to really see things taking off? So we're going to find out pretty soon. The markets are opening in about 20 minutes. So, but yeah, we can kind of zoom out here, play with these around a little bit. And you can see here, we're still going all the way down to the 1 minute. You can see that we're still way over the 48 moving average. We're still way over the 48 moving average, all the way up to the 15 minute. We're still up. The 30 minute, we're still up. The 1 hour, we are way up, which means that we should be in a good pattern right now. The 2 hour, we are way up on. The 4 hour, we're a little bit up on. That's not as significant right there. But I mean, look at this. We passed over 11 o'clock on 14th. That's yesterday. And since then, we've just gone up and up and up and put our believes hat on for good luck. On the day chart, we are still far away. So we've still got some room to grow. So, you know, just for context here, what we're talking about when we're looking at this, this whole tapestry, this is short-term money right here. So we're in this channel, we're bouncing around on this, and this move is going to have to be a little bit, let's get this. So this is going to come around like this at some point, right? And then if we move up, then we're going to catch this thing somewhere around in here. But here's the important part. If it plays out and it plays out perfectly, like the way that we're looking at it right here, and this thing passes, then we're only going to be 1 or 2 days away from the 28th. And guys, I'm telling you right now, the 28th is not going to be good. The 28th does not end well. So for right now, this is just the days where you can day trade your, you can just day trade. That's, I mean, I guess that's the sentiment, right? Let's get rid of that. All right, so that's where we are. That's what everything looks like. So the long-term play is not here yet, and we're not going to know the long-term play. By the way, you have to look at the long-term play starts with this day chart, right? Because this is the one that tells us, are we hitting anything in stride? Like, we need this to keep going. This goes up all the way here, and it takes, what's this, three? If we got 3 more days. If we got 3 more days of this type of movement, just as a For instance, if we had 3 more days of this movement, then we probably would cross over. But that crossover, again, at the best is maybe July 20th. My birthday, by the way, don't forget that. We cross over on my birthday, but then we're going to be outside of this channel, which means that we'll be forming a whole new high. And if that happens, then we might run for just a little bit, because there's been talks of getting up to 28,000. So there is an entire possibility that we end up at 28,000. But here's the problem. The problem is on the 28th of the month, the numbers are still the numbers, and we are going to have a catastrophic sort of move to the downside on the 28th, because that GDP officially puts us into a recession. Now, some of you that are positive are probably, and I might change, by the way, I might change a little bit as this time goes. Right now, what I'm feeling is that this is going to be catastrophic. Later on, what I might be feeling is a little bit different. So, I might look at it when, I might look at it a little bit later on and say, you know what, this is actually, priced in. And if it's priced in, then that low of 12,800, that low of 10,000 Bitcoin, all of those lows that we've been hearing all of this time, that may not happen. That may not happen. We may end up at around 16 instead. So, keep that in mind. Like we going back over here, like this is not our low. 17,500 was not the low for this market. But we've priced in a war in the Ukraine. We've priced in what's going on in the markets right now. We've priced in the potential for a recession that we now see like a deer in headlights. We know that it's coming. We've priced all of these things in, and guess what? Here we are having a nice run a couple days after the CPI. The CPI just keeps going and going and going. So, like, I don't know. This is where we are. This is what's happening. And here's what I can tell you. Last 48 hours have been pretty good to me. So, cheers. Hey, barely making it. I didn't know your mom let you use the computer. Oh, that's nice. All right, let's get in chat here. McGuire, good morning. Jonathan, good morning. Cajun, what's going on? Jay, what's happening? Eddie T, what's going on? What's up, Mighty? Moon One, what's happening, man? Cryptimus Prime, what's going on? David in the house, what's going on, my man? MD, what's happening? I do think, by the way, Bitcoin goes to 22,005. I think we're going to see that right about here in a couple days. So anything can happen. There's always room for this thing to break down, but the chart is the chart, and we're touching these tops here. We're forming these bottoms here, which means that this is the relative spot where we see it. Now, in fairness, because you could really kind of make a case here on this right here, and then moving this up right here and saying that this is the channel, and then pull this out just a little bit more to make sure that you're touching all of them on the very tippy top. Like, that could be an argument. And if you do that, then you're talking about a 23,000 Bitcoin. But I don't think that the strength is representative of that. So it's probably better to just kind of look at where you get the most hits, so to speak. And that's going to be right about here. And then this is going to be a little bit further down, like maybe in this realm. Like, we're going to pop this right here. So then that puts you right around that 22,500. So that makes the most sense, because 22.5 is also like that the bigger pocket of resistance. When you start to like zoom back over here and look at the longer periods of time, then you're going to find that's the resistance point. So that's where we're going to be. What's up, Diggy? Permashunt, what's going on? What's up, Sergio? There you go, right there. Any date before July 28th, don't get too excited. Day traders are going to be having a field day with this for a few days. We should be able to run up to 22.5, but it's always coming back down. And I think last night, what I said when we were doing last night, I said we're probably going to look at something like this. We're going to see it hit the top up here, 20,005, 20,009, somewhere in there. Then we're going to see it come back down. like it always does, and then it's going to hit this bottom, and then it's going to start moving back up. It might even go right around here, but when we get to the 28th, right about here, then it is downtown. So we're on a limited time budget right now. We just don't have the time. Now, there's also the outside possibility that some of these other markets are going to continue to pump it and continue to buy and continue to buy. And I mean, you're seeing mass adoption all over the place. So the response, I think, the original drop was like 90%, then it was 80%, then it was 85%. And if we're seeing it decline, or the last drop was 80%, then we're seeing the continued decline. So if it drops 75%, that's actually 17,005. So it's entirely possible that instead of an 85% drop, we got a 75% drop this time, and that puts us at that 17,567. So maybe 16, something like that, just to kind of push it up a little bit. We never know until it plays out, and then we'll know, and then history will then look back on us and be like, yep, that was exactly it. And then we're all gonna act like geniuses and be like, I told you. So now we're having a little bit of a retracement. There's a lot of profit taking, by the way. This is the moment right now, like we're probably going to experience a lot of profit taking from the U.S. market at this point, because this is a pretty big move. Son of a bitch. There's been a pretty big run up. Like, we are really on this kind of real upward sort of trajectory here. And that leads in a few hours. I mean, listen, if we get on this run and we continue to do this run, then we're at 21.5. We're at 22.5 before you know it. It's not that far away. It's, how many days? 2 days away. So we're about 2 days away from, if we can continue to maintain, we'll see it go up there. And, let's go back. It's always done it before, so it should do it again. We're seeing it touching the bottom here. We're even seeing the big pump here that we got right here. And we're seeing that drawback down. We didn't test the resistance down here like we tested over here. And now we're pumping back up, which means we're right about here. We might see some drawdown. We might not. And then we're going to see that continue to move upwards in some kind of fashion, in some kind of trend. But it's always different. We're always going to see something just a little bit different each time. What's up, Crypto Life? What's going on, man? Crypto Demon, what is happening, man? Yeah, you know what? And here, Crypto Demon is a great TA guy, and he's following along probably the same thing. Like, he's probably telling you guys the same thing. Like, we're looking at 22.5 right here, and we're looking at, on Ethereum, we're looking at 1285. Like, I'm looking at 1285, but I'm probably not being as generous. Like, we could probably get those tops a little bit closer to correct, and then move out here. So we're probably going to get somewhere in that neighborhood of 1300 on Ethereum. I mean, again, it's going to take probably 2 days to get there, but we're going to get there. Crypto B, what's up? Mark Gruber, what's happening? Seiko Hunt, what's going on, man? What's going on, David? Voltaholic. All right, guys, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but now that we got the Volt in the house, let's go look. Volt just launched their own NFT collection, and let's go look at the video. By the way, one thing that you're going to notice here, Mohawks. All right, there we go. Now we're going to zoom in here just a little bit. We're going to have to take that. You know what? We're not going to be able to zoom because it's an image, but here was it. Function print. All right, now we're going to save that. We're going to pop it back out, and then we are going to throw this one up on the screen. Excuse me. Untitled. What? Look, we got the glowing blue eyes. We got the mohawk. I think they made that one just for me. Now, I don't have the beard like that, but I did at one point have much more of a beard. So, I mean, you never know. Maybe it was meant to be for me. Who knows? I feel like somehow or another I'm going to end up with a nice mohawk Volt. I mean, come on, right? It's got to be karma. The eyes, the beautiful blue eyes that are glowing electric, the mohawk, the facial hair, the skin like a lizard. Like, it's got to be like it's like we're twins. It's like we're twins, guys. It's like we're twins. So, anybody getting that one? Remember, 5 days until my birthday. So if you're trying to buy me something and you're thinking, ooh, you know what I need to get him? I need to get him a Volted Dragons Sailors Club with a mohawk. I would agree with you. As a matter of fact, if Jake, if guys, if you were watching last night, if you were watching Pablo and Jake, and they looked at that guy and they said, hey, why is Bleaves in this collection? And they didn't say that, shame on them. Shame on them. They should be spanked by supermodels. Of course I should too. All right. I have my Volt on MetaMask. Do you think MetaMask is safe, or do you have any suggestions? MetaMask is fine. As long as you're on a DeFi wallet, you're good to go. Just do not ever, never give your seed phrase out. Never let people know anything about how to get in there. So we're going to be, you're going to be fine. I think Bitcoin will dump again on Monday. Well, that's probably right, because, so you play this out. What day is Monday? Son of a bitch. Did you know on your second monitor, you can't just click on the calendar and it just pops up? All right, so that's going to be the 18th. So if we take the trajectory here and we stop and we consider just a little bit of time for a rest period here, we're going to go down a little bit and we're going to go up a little bit. Jesus Christ. You know what? It looks like, God damn, it looks like ETH is mooning. All right, so yeah, I mean, it probably plays out better on Bitcoin because it's a little bit further down in its channel. Because that the Shadow Fork 9 made a big play, made a big deal. So we'll go up here a little bit, then we'll go down here a little bit, then we'll go up here a little bit, and yeah, about the 18th. So yeah, we're gonna hit 22 probably over the weekend, maybe. We'll hit over the weekend, and then yeah, that checks out. Monday would be a good dump time. All right, guys. So just for reference here, God damn, I don't even know why I put that up there, but he scares me now. Oh my God, I must be allergic to barely making it. God damn it. Is he still in here? All right, guys, some real serious shit here, though. The Luna Classic is about to go insane, all right? And I'm not telling you that this is a buy time. I'm telling you that if you've already bought, you're probably going to be feeling really good about, son of a bitch, like, how am I not logged in here anymore? Like, every time I come to this place, I'm not logged in anymore. All right, so Terra Luna Classic is now trading right now at 10,892. That's up 20% on the day, okay? You're starting to see a little bit of a pump. You saw it overnight. Now, the reason for that is kind of crazy here. So we're going to go over here to Terra Rebels, and we're going to do a search for Terra Rebels. When you do that, here's what you get. Breaking news. Is Binance ready to implement the 1.2% tax plus burn when Terra Rebels are done with implementing it on chain? Right here, we get, if you support the Luna Classic team, You will become the most important hero in the history of crypto. And this is somebody who's a friend of CZ Binance that is replying to him. And he says their blockchain need to implement the burn first. Okay. Now, what is happening here? Well, in 3 days, the Terra rebels are going to have their burn implemented. They've sent everything over from testnet to the mainnet. Where the hell did all the posts go? God damn it. You know, you got to go in their Discord to see it. But look, it's happening right now. So let me scroll down here just a little bit. And then here's the next piece. And this one is God mode. What is the deal with USTC? Is anyone working to repeg it? There is a team within Terra Rebels that is working on USTC. The goal is eventually repeg USTC to 1 USD, which in theory is possible, but will take time and a lot of work. Once the Luna Classic burn is up and running successfully, the team will shift to USTC. So here's what we're talking about. We're talking about Terra Luna Classic, which is trading at 10,892 right now, burning a shitload of tokens. Okay. Burning a shitload of tokens. And then we have USTC, which is currently trading. It was 4 cents last night. It's 4.5 cents right now, trading at 4.7 cents, up 34% overnight. Again, with the announcement that was happening here, you know, this price was down to 3 cents again. Now it's up to 4.5. Like that's a giant sort of increase. And what they're saying is that they're trying to get this peg back to $1. So, you know, just imagine this. You're 25x away right now from a $1 repeg. Now, here's the thing. That all of this being said, this is throwaway money here. This is a risky investment. I'm not telling you that this is something that you should do or that you should be into. I'm telling you that if they're saying that they're going to try to get this thing repegged to $1, they're going to make some progress and they're going to get this thing pumping in some way as they start working on it. So don't doubt that at some point this thing will start moving. So just kind of remember this, okay? Update. We are officially live on the testnet upgrade, Luna Classic. This is the first major implementation for the token as a whole from the Terra Rebels. The tax burn is dormant until they should be ready. Now, it says here, hello everyone. If you keep up to date with testnet discussion, you probably already know that we've upgraded to version 21. If not, please read the link below to get update with the running node on the Rebel. Secondly, if you're new to the space and want to run a node and become a validator to help with our testnet, I've updated the guidance doc. Now, here's the thing. You can't become a validator on live until August 22nd. So remember that. So when we get back to live, we're just any validators who are already there are just going to be like YOLO, and they're going to be making a pretty good look. I think it's going to be a pretty good amount, because when you start to dig in to everything that's happened over here, again, full disclosure, I'm a holder. I have 10 million tokens, and I also on the new one have like 200 tokens. So I am all in for this thing to start burning and going crazy. But the important thing is governance and what was passed. 3568. This is the burn mechanism that CZ Binance wants implemented. This is being implemented on their testnet right now and should be ready and should be deployed in just a matter of a couple of days. So the tax burn mechanism on Luna Classic is going to reduce the total supply to 10 billion. Now, if you take the time to go back here and look at Terra Luna Classic, and you look at the, you can't see the market cap on, God damn it, I keep coming here to CoinGecko like it's going to be different this time. Right here. So the market cap is 713 million, which means that if they were to get 10 billion tokens, then the price of this would be 0.0716. So that would be worth 7 cents. Now, if it were worth 7 cents in my wallet right now, that would be like $700,000. So, and I am sure that this is a very, very long way off, if it's even possible. But again, full disclosure, that's kind of how this thing works. So 3568 is going to be re-enabled in the next couple of days. This one is also going to be re-enabled. This is 4080 and enabled for the first time. Distribute 50% of the transaction fees. Now, there are transaction fees on every Terra transaction on station. So of those, half of those transaction fees are going to go into a community pool, of which 35% of that pool will be burned every single month. 10% of those tokens are going to be airdropped to ecosystem devs, and they're done on a percentage basis by their governance and by their validator percentage. And then 5% retained for core Terra Classic development, which is the Terra Rebels. So this is another big burn mechanism that's being implemented as we go along. Then we go back to the next one. And these are ones that are actively being approved and done. Okay. That was done. That one's done. Okay. So this one also is being re-enabled. This is to re-enable staking and delegation to existing active validator set only. This will allow the existing validators to start staking again so that you can earn more yield on your tokens. And the percentage rate, by the way, is not aggressive. The percentage rate is going to be a pretty benign. They don't want to. This we're already done. We're done with pie in the sky. I think with these guys for right now. So here, the new validators can be created only after block height 8,905,758, which is August 22nd of 2022. So just so we know, August 22nd, if you want to become a validator with Terra Luna Classic, that's when you have to, that's when you will be able to get in. So if that's your goal, if that's what you want to do, then there's your deadline. So the last one, which is, by the way, this is not implemented. I said this was going to be implemented. It's not going to be implemented yet. Okay. Terra Validators disabled IBC as a stopgap solution to prevent impermanent loss on UST and Luna. Now, this proposal, which passed, is to have it re-enabled. Okay, so what they're talking about is re-enabling the UST and Luna cross bridge, which allows, look, and the way this works is UST, when it pumps, Luna pumps, and it reduces supply. When UST dumps, then it increases the supply of Luna. And I don't think they're ready to do that yet. So they've put this on the back burner. It was approved, but they are working with the developer who did it and the developer who disabled it to make sure that they get everything right before they implement this. But when that gets implemented and you start to see a pump coming from, and what it was doing was, by the way, so Terra, let's say the way this thing works was UST was pegged to $1, right? So when people were cashing out and Terra, the UST was starting to unpeg from $1, then it would mint more Luna and sell the Luna in the open market to cover the differential in the price action. So what you would see is it would go down to 99 cents, and then it would sell a penny's worth of USD in order to cover that through the Luna Classic. So it might mint and print some of the Luna. Well, then when it got back to $1, it would then start to burn the Luna as it was being sold, so that there was always a specific supply of the Terra. And then the more active it was, the more it went down. With the goal originally 10 billion, it had reduced itself to like 3.8 billion. That's why the price was so high. That was one of the reasons why the price was so high, because it was effectively working until there was a run on it and somebody started attacking UST and figured out the algorithm and how to bypass it and how to make something bad happen. So that's how this all played out, and that's how that all happened. So they don't want that to happen again. So now we're just kind of sitting back waiting just to see how this plays out. So in full disclosure for me, like, I don't need this market cap to ever be anything other than 700 million. You know what I mean? Like I don't care what it is. What I care about is how much of the supply gets burned so that my value ends up going up so that it more closely matches. So, we get down to 10 billion, then that's worth, very simple math, $718,000. If it's 1 trillion, then, if it's 100 billion, that's 71,835. If it's 1 trillion, that's 7,183. So you see here, it's just fairly easy to figure it out when it's rounded numbers like that. So, we just have to get this circulating supply, which continues to rise, by the way. The total supply continues to diminish because they're no longer minting, but you can track on the Luna burn. There is a Luna burn at Luna supply alert, and it will tell you when it's putting more circulating supply into the chain, and then it can tell you when it's being burned off of the chain. So the actual supply is being updated right here. You can see 1 million was just burned off by someone. 194,000 was burned off by someone. 50,000 was burned off by someone. These are people who are donating to this 2 million burned off. So, all of these things, 420, ha, 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 ha. I see you, you smoke weed. You must be funny. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. So that's the way all this stuff works. So, all right, now that we got that out of the way, we got a run on Bone happening right now. That's up to 47 cents. We can see here over the last little while, we were up to 51, and now it's down to 47.9. But Shiba Doge continues to run. Volt continues to run. Terra is about to hit 19. Phantom is up 11% on the day. SHIB is up 8.9. Shift is up 7%. GOAT 5.8. WAGMI up 3.7. Bandex at 2302. Bandex continuing to show some support. BTFA. Let's go look and see what the apes are doing. BTFA apes are mooning right now up to 72.34. By the way, Monster Energy Juice Monster, that's banana and strawberry. Holy shit. So yeah, that's happening pretty good. Let's go back here and let's check back in and see where we are trading right now, because I'm getting a sense here that there's a run on something. Where are we? Let's get that off there. And then let's zoom in here. All right, so we're about to touch the top over here. Now, here's the thing, by the way. Because there is correlation, and because we are directly correlated between Bitcoin and Ethereum, going back and forth, if we look at these and just get an idea over here, we're going to do the Ethereum. So we've got a direct correlation, but we see here that ETH kind of pumped a little bit harder. If Bitcoin continues to pump, then we're going to see the same thing happen up here. So like Crypto Demon was saying, we go to 13 because 13 is the natural number in the position that we are. But we're kind of looking at Bitcoin over a couple days to go to 22.5. Then we can expect the same kind of run. Now, you can see here in most of this, we were running neck and neck. And by that, I mean, like if you look here, and then you look and you see the same thing over here, like we're running neck and neck. We're doing like the same thing each time, right? And then you can see here, Bitcoin had this little run right here, but this little run right here just continued for Ethereum because that's when we got the Shadow Fork 9 that happened. So now it's gone back to normal. So we're back to normal, but this price here, when we started there was 19.9, or let's call it 20,000. And this price was 1082. So this thing ran pretty hard up 200 points. So now we've got another, oops, shit. Let's undo that one. Now we got to consider that, getting back here onto this, that we're probably looking at, if we get on a run, that we're going to get Bitcoin going up here to 22.5, and then we're going to get the same thing happening over here, and that's going to be about the same spot. So we're looking at maybe a 1340 Ethereum. So just remember that. And by the way, I don't know that plays out that way. That's just a possibility. You never know how this thing is going to play out. You never know what these things are going to do. You can see here, like, even though we're talking about that, it's starting to retrace. But look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is up 363 points so far for the day, up 1%. The SPY is up 4%. Now, you can see this, the change here is 1% on the day so far. So now you're starting to see some pump on everything. And Jesus Christ, Luna is out of control right now. All right, so Matic has retraced 3%. Avalanche has retraced about 8%, but Aave continues to pump. I keep telling you guys, Aave is the one. Even though Matic had a nice little run, I'm still telling you that Aave is still the one. So, all right, so I guess that leaves us where we are. So let's get back into the chat now and delete a few of these so that I don't have them here later and try to figure out what the hell was I talking about, because I won't have any idea what I was talking about here. So let's pull that out just a little bit. Now, we don't want to retrace all the way back here. We would really like to see a little bit of a pump come back in, and we want to get Bitcoin back up. We would hope to get it back up near 21,000 before the next 20-minute. We don't want to see a red candle lead off, but it really is not going to matter. We're going to have some sideways trading. We're going to have some sideways trading over the last. Oh shit! Are you outside in my parking lot? Nothing wrong with the little devil's lettuce. Dude, I work in an office. I don't have to go to the yard. But anyway, let's go check some news real quick. Let's see what's going on in the news. Watcher Guru, Terra subsidiary to channel money from overseas found. The Terra fiasco doesn't seem to end. According to a local KBS news outlet, South Korea prosecutors found a Terraform Lab subsidiary. The firm is called Flex Corporation, and prosecutors say it facilitated cash flow from overseas to Terra affiliates. South Korean authorities began their investigation in May after the highly publicized fall of Terraform Labs. According to KBS, the firm was a non-operative paper company. However, upon visiting the registered address, investigators found that the company did not have a physical presence in the building. Additionally, the firm lists Terraform Labs CEO Do Kwon as the only internal director of the firm. The so-called company reportedly only exists on paper. Oh, Do Kwon is going to prison. That's going to be awesome. Investigators immediately began tracing the money. Following the money is a common practice in scam and theft. Authorities claim to have traced financial flows totaling 6 billion Korean won, about 4.5 million, and 12 billion won, roughly 9 million, that originated in Terra's Singapore base. The cash then made its way to the British Virgin Islands office before arriving at Flex in South Korea and other Terra affiliates. KBS said the company served as a conduit for receiving money from cryptocurrency liquidations. A former Terraform's lab worker also noted that Flex interfered with the business special tax examination the previous year. The prosecution has just joined the investigative team together with the Financial Investigation Department. The Financial Crimes Unit of the Seoul Southern District Prosecutor's Office has been in charge of probing Terra. The now fallen company's troubles seem endless. CEO Do Kwon's actions have been discussed at great length. The infamous hacking group Anonymous has also released a video affirming that Kwon would be brought to justice. So Do Kwon, he's yep. Let's look at Bitcoin here. Let's see what we got. Sengo Bitcoin sidechain is coming to the Central African Republic. How are Bitcoin and Ethereum miners faring? They're not faring great. We already know that. There's been plenty of coverage on that right now. They're not making money. I think the number for Bitcoin that they need in order to make money is something like 32,000, and the number for Ethereum based on energy costs. And then for Ethereum miners to make money, Their number was somewhere around 1,800, which is why you saw such protection at those lines for such a long period of time. And that's it for that. Let's go look at Ethereum, see if there's anything. Here we go. Ethereum's merge to take place mid-September. Ethereum has completed one of its latest tests before moving to a proof-of-stake consensus model dubbed the merge, as it will join the Beacon chain. The network's mainnet 9th shadow fork went live 15 hours ahead of schedule. Several test forks have occurred on the blockchain. The test involves copying data from the main network to a test environment. No significant glitches have been reported since the shadow fork. All right, so that means that September is now the date. Merge scheduled for mid to late September. The Gorley merge on the 11th. The ACD 18 August planned mainnet merge. Bellatrix early September merge 2 weeks later. September 19 could be more aggressive in places. Could have an off-schedule ACD to set mainnet TD earlier. All would be subject to Gorley merge not blowing up. So if it doesn't blow up, then it looks like September is when we get the big merge. So that news right there, not as bullish as you would want it to be, because I think everybody was really kind of hoping to see something sooner rather than later, because that would kind of help give the push. But let's remember, this actually probably allows for the dust to settle and the landscape to, because it's going to cause a pump. This probably allows a little bit of space between July 28th and whatever happens, because the worst thing that can happen is July 28th, the entire market capsizes. And then, the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, we're all just like, oh my God, look at how low it is. And then on the 1st of August, Ethereum moves to proof of stake. Like, that's not going to be a pump. It's not going to give us the kind of pump. And what we need is an impetus to really kind of create a catalyst to push prices upwards. And that would be a good catalyst to do that. So we'll see. Uniswap got listed on Robinhood. So Uniswap's token jumps double digits after Robinhood listing. Celsius owes its users $4.7 billion. Look at that. Will the popular dog coin Shiba Inu break out in 2022? Guys, do you really think that we're still going to have a quote-unquote breakout on Shiba Inu? Do you guys really think that? Because, like, where's it coming? Like, it's $8.8 billion market cap. Like, what do we really think that Shiba Inu is going to do after, this thing is run on hype for so long and been able to settle in a pretty high position based on a hype model with just a swap and Shiba play. We've got Bone and Leash, but Shibarium's not even out yet. So, take this tapestry of Shiba Inu, and it's incomplete. It's incomplete at this point, but where does it go? Does it break out again? And if it breaks out, how high can it go? Because I can't imagine Shiba Inu being higher than 80 billion market cap in a good market. So where does it go? How does it get there? And when do they stop? When do they stop? Wouldn't it be cool? Good morning. Wouldn't it be cool? When do you stop burning Shiba? Like when you get to a penny? Because the Shi is now the penny. So, part of their ecosystem is kind of reducing the need for the Shiba token. So, I think it's going to make it very difficult for Shiba to find its way. I think other tokens are going to start taking over. It's my understanding that Shi is going to be a penny, because instead of, it's going to be pegged to the US penny. It's pegged to $1, but you know what I mean? It seems like there's a lot of things here. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. CoinDesk over here says ETH jumped 12%, Celsius 1.2 billion sheet hole. Bitcoin erases weekly loss. Eyes resistance at 22.6. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Now we've got somebody who's on my team. Amkar Gadbole. Bitcoin continues to gain ground, reaching a break even for the week. The move was put critical technical resistance in the crosshairs. The leading cryptocurrency briefly topped the 21,000 mark, extending the recovery from the late Wednesday low of 18,892. At that price, the cryptocurrency was down nearly 9% on the week, according to charts showed by TradingView. With the price bounce, a bear flag breakdown, a bearish continuation pattern confirmed on the daily chart earlier this week has failed. Failed bear flags or bearish patterns imply seller fatigue and often portend a bullish reversal. That's what we're looking for. That the focus now is on the resistance of 22.6 with the moving average of the 200 weekly chart. After that, the next major hurdle would be 25,338, the low reached on Coinbase on May 12th. So there we go. Like, this guy is absolutely confirming everything that we've been saying here. So good for him. So it looks like a little bit of focus is going to be on the Dow Jones and the SPY for the moment, and we'll see. Like, we're starting to weaken here. We'll see when it picks up over the next few hours. It will pick up, by the way. You know, we might have a dip here and there, but I think we are back into it. We're at least back into a real bullish sort of sentiment. So we're going to see more upside. We're going to touch this top up here around 1285, 1300. The question is, can Bitcoin just continue its push? And if it can continue its push, then, you know, we'll see 1350 ETH pretty soon. All right, what else we got on tap here? Why we need to build Web3 differently. Oh, this will be a hoot. Trisha Wang is a tech ethnographer designing equity into systems. She co-founded Crypto Research and Design Labs with Sheila Warren and Lauren Serrata. Okay. Ooh, I like her already. I'm a huge proponent of the idea that Web3 is for everyone, but we are on track to repeating Web2, where we had a small class of people building tools for everyone globally. Woman after my own heart. She gets it. Guys, listen. Many of the problems we had with the Web 2 came down to a lack of representation and participating by people building and using the tools. An infamous example being Google's photo image recognition algorithm tagging Black people as gorillas. Web 2 leaders designed and built in the direction that made them profitable, putting people's needs and experiences second. And that's what she's saying. We can't have the same sort of underrepresented groups of people in these ecosystems in Web3. Like, this is, despite mounting evidence that diverse teams can lead to better, more inclusive products, many of today's Web3 builders are just Web2 builders with a hexagonal Twitter profile picture. But unlike Web2, it's much easier for someone to start learning about Web3 and build a product that anyone can use, at least in theory. So, you know, there we have, at least there's somebody here who's paying attention and can see those, you know, the kind of problems that we have. Like, you know, look, I'm not a fan of woke culture penalizing people in the past, but I am a fan of woke culture recognizing issues of concern that we have in today's world and pushing to take steps to remedy those. And this is a perfect example of one of those, where, you know, get people involved, get everybody involved. Let's get everybody's word, let's get everybody's voice out there. Let's let everybody be heard so that we make the best possible product for the entire world. All right. So we're not going to get anything to any deep. We're not getting any deeper, I guess, than that, which I guess that was pretty deep anyway. But Oh, I got Shiba Doge content coming out today. By the way, Shiba Doge burned just an absolute shitload of tokens over the last few days. The burn token, for those of you that are ever paying attention to the burn tokens, what's going on, Koma Inu? The burn token here was down here around 19, and they burned. Look at this. Of course, Etherscan works slowly because it's Web 2. Good segue, right? There we go. This is the remaining supply of tokens on burn, 991 billion. And the original amount, like I don't think they have a dead wallet. I don't think they have a dead wallet where you can see it. Oh, they do have one. 800 billion. They burned that supply way back when. Now they're just burning stuff off the chain. And it's burning 2% of Shiba Doge, by the way. Shiba Doge, they burned. They burned. So hodlers burned almost 1 billion tokens, and then Shiba Doge matched that billion tokens, and then added another 250 million tokens, and burned even more of the burn token off of the chain. Like we're getting a large amount of burns happening. You're starting to see it in the price action as it starts to move back to the positive. But this is what they call true burn technology. And if your token is attached to it, then it will burn it and take it off of the blockchain, which is what you really want, by the way. You want it taken off of the blockchain. You don't want it to still be there. So you're seeing Shiba Doge and Burn get on a little bit of a run. Volt is back on its little run. I mean, Volt is always running, right? Don't we? Like Volt is up and down. It is always running at some point. You know what I mean? News comes at 10 p.m. Eastern. There's more news coming. So, yeah, we're going to be on another little run. BandX is at 22.95, up 13%. In the 24-hour period, I got 1 billion of it staked right now, and you're starting to see it move, which is a very good sign. Not up to this level yet. We're not up 32.82, which was the all-time high. But guys, remember what happened with the burn with this token, right? When BandX launched, it was a very small pre-sale that you could get into, which ended in like 15 seconds, and then the market kind of collapsed at this spot. We were right here in May, and this is when the market was just really starting to tumble. So everything went down. Now, if you were on the other chain, it was even worse and went down. But then this kind of stayed here, and the developers during the whole time continued to say to themselves, like, this is not what we wanted for this. This was not the play. We really wanted to see this do a whole lot better than what it was doing. So, and there's not enough trading going on to really do any kind of analysis on it, other than to say, you got a little bit of support right here, but it's going to run. And then let's just move on to Terrarium, because we're getting to the last minute here. Terrarium's up 11.8, 1884. Look at this run that Terrarium's been on since that 14 down there. Phantom's up, Shib's up, Shift's up. Everybody's up today. Everybody's feeling good today. Saitama was at 31.62 yesterday. It's at 32.34 today. Not trading. Remember, I told you guys before that you have a problem with Saitama right now because it's trading along with the market, and it's trading in that bear flag pattern right now. And that means that it's going to dump with the market pretty soon. So let's we're going to wrap this up. And we're back on a run again here. Bitcoin's about to hit 21. We minted a green candle and dropped just a little bit. Now we're about to mint another one at the end here. So, maybe we're going to get on a little run here, because the Dow Jones is now up 500 points, guys. We are on a big and massive recovery. So let's have a real good day. I mean, hopefully this is going to play out pretty well. It's looking good so far. My name's Bleez. It's not financial advice. I'm always right. And we've got 22,500 in our sights. That is a big move. And Ethereum responds with the same move, then it's going to end up here in the 1350 range. So I think we'll see Ethereum have a breakout of its channel if Bitcoin continues to move. So we'll see you guys tonight for Bedtime with Bleez. Have a good night, guys, and we will talk to you a little bit later on.